Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Coming to you from Mackinac Island, where we are attending the policy conference put on annually by the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce. But now we're going to look statewide, okay? We're going to look at the Small Business Association of Michigan and the CEO, Brian Calley. Brian, it's good to have you here.
Thanks, Chris. Great to be with you again.
You know, I always wonder about, are you confused when you come up here? Because you came up so many years as a legislator and a lieutenant governor. Now you're up here as a really prestigious association head. Do you go to the wrong meetings by accident?
You know, it's a different experience than before. But actually, up here on the island, when all the people in business and associations and politics are together, when my kids, a couple of my kids are with me here this week, and they think I'm still famous, because around here I walk around and everyone goes, "Hey, Brian," or "LG,"
yeah.
And but if I'm like in downstate, going to the store, nobody knows who I am. Yeah, so it is different. It's a different type of experience.
Yeah,
yes.
And it shows you the value of advertising, everybody, because you got to keep pounding that message, right?
Right.
Okay. So one of the most valuable things I think that happens up here is not out in front of the cameras. It's not the presenters. It's the networking that takes place. And you look at every table and there's somebody on a phone and they're doing some kind of negotiation. And the beauty about this place, you do it in person. You've got to get a lot of work done up here.
That's right. Actually, they do great programming here. I don't make it to a lot of it because there's just a series of meetings, and I can fit in 3 months worth of meetings into 2 or 3 days. Just because of the people that are here and meeting up, 15 or 30-minute increments on the porch. And it's a great setting, but it's one of the most important gatherings in business and community each year in the whole state.
Little doubt about it. So our MFBI, Michigan Future Business Index, that Sinair sponsors, has found that the number one problem is still talent, which we all knew. The number two problem coming in that popped up kind of out of nowhere is inflation.
Yes.
And number three is wage inflation in particular. You've got to be seeing that in your membership.
That's exactly what we're seeing. So for several years now, but especially in the last year and a half, lack of talent, finding people to fill positions and to grow, or to even just maintain operations has been a real challenge. Even though businesses are paying people more than they ever have in the past, offering more flexibility, pulling out all the stops, still can't find people. But then the rising cost environment. The small businesses, they don't have pricing power as purchasers or sellers usually,
right?
And so they really are getting squeezed in this rising cost environment. And a lot of people that are running a business now weren't running a business 40 years ago. The last time that we had a rising cost environment somewhat similar to this. So it's a new challenge for really a couple generations of business owners.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And we're also forced to look at our employees in a new perspective because they're customers of ours, we're finding out.
Yeah, the competition for talent is fierce. And part of that, of course, is salary and benefits. But that's just to even start the conversation. You don't win employees just on salary and benefits anymore. It's the overall work environment, it's the career trajectory. Younger people coming in are really quite ambitious, especially this Gen Z, this brand new generation coming in, and really wanting to see a path wherever they're at. And it's different. I'm from a few generations back, the X, and when I got into the workforce, it wasn't a great economy, and you kind of took what you could get, and you made the most of it, and you tried to please the people you were working for, or else maybe you wouldn't be working there anymore.
And there were other applicants in line behind you.
Yes, too. I mean, that was the thing. It was a whole different dynamic back at that point. But small business owners, one of the ways that I think that started to try to compete for talent is to be extra flexible, to offer people an opportunity earlier, maybe to gain additional experience, responsibility, and authority in a small operation where it's where they can do that and provide a different experience for the employee. So there's a lot of different strategies out there, but small businesses, I think that kind of personal touch is what will win the day for them.
So one of the beauties up here is it's your bailiwick, it's advocacy. What are you looking at? What are your biggest challenges right now from a legislative standpoint?
Well, we're looking for basically in the whole talent pipeline, going from getting more people in the workforce, and it's everything from criminal justice reform to child care to the K-12 system and work, but then also getting people that are already in the workforce skilled up. So things like the Going Pro Talent Fund and Reconnect, helping adults go back to get certificates and additional skills in order to fill the needs of and demands of the economy today. So a lot on the people side of things,
right?
And but also we're looking at other. Energy policy is really important to us. That's one of the drivers of the rising costs that affects every industry across the board. And then we're looking for some level of kind of return to normalcy. A lot of people say, like, what do small businesses need from government? Settle down everything in government, right? I mean, let's get back to
let's
normal,
have a
predictable,
yeah.
stable environment to operate in, and I think that we'll go a long way if we can just get back to that.
As a small business guy myself, when you say normalcy, I'm thinking, when was that?
Yeah, that's right. Okay. It's a relative term.
Yeah,
Chris.
it absolutely is. Brian Calley, of course, the Executive Director of the Small Business Association of Michigan. Thanks for being with us, buddy, and the good work you do.
Thanks, Chris.
Appreciate it. We'll be right back on the Michigan Business Network, and we are coming to you from the island where we're attending the policy conference put on by the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce. I'm Chris Holman.